How is everyone doing today? I have another pepper that I'm really excited that made it into our yard this year and that is growing for us. We just did a video that was probably about 10 or 15 minutes long at least that was about this pepper, but was actually, we were completely wrong. We thought this one was crossed in our yard, but it wasn't. Let me tell you what the pepper is. It is called the Corbaci pepper. It's July 21st of 2024. It is a sweet pepper. I'm going to show you the plant here real quick, but the thing is that there won't be a lot of peppers on it because we've already clipped them off thinking it was something else. In 2019, we grew one called the Reza Macedonia and the Corbaci, and they had crossed, and we think we found the seeds that were crossed, and that was what we were growing, but it turns out it was just a ugly plant and an actual Corbaci. So we had actually pulled the peppers off. They're inside right now. You can kind of see where some of the clippings have happened. They were actually in the center back here. This is a really productive plant. We try to recommend, if you haven't grown something once, to try to grow everything that you might see that we've grown before. But sometimes we actually recommend a couple things just because they stand on their own 2 feet really well, and we think a lot of people would like them. So they're actually in our recommended, not just to try it once. This is one that's hit our yard several years. It is a sweet pepper, no heat. I would say it's in my top 3 to 5 for sweet peppers. It's coming in really blurry. You want to hold the camera? See, as you can see, this plant right here is doing pretty good. Here's one of those things I was talking about, one of the stem pieces. So we already pulled a couple peppers off of there. It's a long sweet pepper. Every time I've eaten it before, and we have tried it inside already thinking that this was the hot cross one, but it ends up being that it's actually the Corbaci. They always remind me of peas on a pod. Like if you go out to a garden and you snap a sugar snap pea right off the vine and eat it out in the yard, that's what this flavor reminds me of. And when it kicks up in sweet, it's a really sweet, clean flavor. And so we have a few of these inside. This one produced a whole bunch of weird looking pods. It looks like the plant is having some sort of struggle or something and might be sick. So just so it doesn't crowd this other one that's doing a lot better and producing some good pods for us to save seeds off of, I'm going to go ahead and just completely take this one out as low to the ground as possible, so I don't leave too much biomaterial there that could possibly be sick and actually seep back down into the soil. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this plant. It produced a bunch of wonky peppers. We still have some of those peppers inside. They taste fine. They're Corbaci peppers, but they're just really stunted and growing weird. I'm not sure what happened, if this plant got sick or if maybe it caught root lock or something, and so it's almost like the saying, as above so below. So if it has problems below, it might have been causing problems to the peppers up high. So go ahead and get rid of this old plant, mulch it up, and this one right here is the Corbaci pepper. So like I was saying, we've been putting more of a focus on sweet peppers this year. We're not fans of raw peppers unless they're sweet peppers, and so this has been one of our favorite snack peppers out of the yard. It's a really beautiful pepper, really cool looking pepper. You can snap them right off the vine and eat them like snacks right out of the yard. So that's my favorite use to use them for. They make decent sweet pickles. If you're not into heat, you can go ahead and pickle these too, and they make really good sweet pickles. So let me take you inside, show you the ones we have inside. We'll try them out. Kiddo's not here right now. I'm hoping he comes home pretty soon though, and maybe at the very end of this video, if I get a chance, I'll put a clip of him giving it a try, because he was wanting to try the peppers in our yard this year, so we can try to crown Kiddo's favorite. So UT and Angel here, we are going to go inside and take a look. This is the Corbaci pepper, July 21st of 2024. Catch you guys in a second. All right, so super excited that this pepper made it into our yard. Like I was saying, we did a whole nother video thinking it was a cross between a Reza Macedonia and the Corbaci that had happened in our yards. Those seeds are somewhere in our collection still. We're not quite sure where, but we know that they're in there somewhere. This is a legit Corbaci, so they do get better when they're sweet. Most people, I believe, prefer them when they are red. But to me personally, I think Angel prefers them red and sweeter. I prefer them actually still yellow. When they're yellow, they have a little bit more of a greener flavor. And that to me is more reminiscent of, like I was saying, a sugar snap pea or something off the vine, as far as the flavor. Really, really excellent snack though. All the way up until I believe last season, for the couple seasons before that, this would have been my favorite sweet pepper as far as snacking in the yard and as far as growing, productivity, cool look. I'm not sure where the name Corbaci comes from. I've looked it up before in the past and can't really figure out if it's a location or something along those lines. We got the seeds years ago and tried it in our yard because I believe we saw other gardeners growing a couple other gardeners growing it and just really wanted to give it a try for ourselves. So, and super, super proud of it. I would definitely recommend, if you like sweet peppers, to go ahead and give this one a try. It would be really kind of easy to dice this up into little pieces to do it and put into pickles and canning, to snap off the vine and eat like that, to dice up maybe a little bit for salsa. Um, just an excellent all-around sweet pepper that we're super proud of, that made the yard. I'm super happy it wasn't the cross. I was going to be okay with the cross, but because we're always looking for unique, and a cross in the yard is almost like the only chance you'll ever see something like that, because it's only here right now most of the time. So this is the Corbaci pepper. We'll go ahead and cut one of these open right now, and we'll probably cut both these open right now and just save a couple pieces just in case we get a chance to give Kiddo a try for the end of this video. But go ahead and cut both of them if you want. Just cut them, yeah, up near the seed line. Really juicy and sweet and ripe. In most cases, I do prefer ripe over under.
It's very yummy. Very sweet. I love this pepper. I love just being able to grab it off the vine and snack on it. I prefer to just eat it this way. I don't even like to have to cut it up into pieces. I'll just eat the whole pepper.
So, like I was saying, we usually don't recommend necessarily. We do recommend, if you've never grown something, to grow it once. A lot of what keeps our momentum and going into the yard each season is being able to see things that are unique, and this is a really unique looking pepper. It's got a decent name, it's got a cool growing plant, it's always super productive. Everything in our yard that you see is probably the worst case scenario for a grow. It's just enough to get it to production in some cases. I would hate for anybody to look at that plant and think that that would be indicative of your personal experience growing it. You're almost surely to have a better personal experience growing it. And as you can see, these wonky ones here,
They came off the other plant.
they came off the other plant and we're twisting a little bit more, and I think that's what kind of threw us off. The Resin Macedonia has like a lot of corking and striations. These were getting a lot of that, which is how we recognized when they were crossed in the past. But this right here is just an excellent pepper to eat straight. And I'm not a fan of the bittering flavor you might get from a, that's really sweet. It's the most sugary sweet in the back of my throat. I'm not necessarily a big fan of underdone peppers. There are a couple that I like that. This one right here is just happens to be one of them. I would think that most people would definitely prefer the flavor of the fully ripe one though, because they do kind of escalate into a cleaner, less green flavor and more of a sugary sweet flavor on the back end. But this is probably in my top three, maybe even 2 or 3 on my list of favorite peppers. Sweet or hot, an excellent grow. I've seen these plants just pump out peppers in our yard and other people's yards. So really, really productive. You've seen the one wonky plant we had. These are the ones that were coming from that one that gave us kind of pause on what they were, but we don't have to save any seeds on those. We'll go ahead and save the seeds out of these pieces right here, and I'll set these pieces aside, and maybe we'll get a chance to give Kiddo a try. I'm not sure if that'll happen on video or not, but we'll set those aside for him when he gets home. So we love you guys. The Corbaci pepper, one of our very, very favorite sweet peppers. I'm super happy it made it into the yard. I hope my voice isn't humdrum when I do these videos. I'm having such a great time. I love growing things and seeing unique things. Me and Angel, it's become like a pathway in our lives and stuff. Going out to the yard and just enjoying all the green beauty and, you know, all the risk and reward that is involved out there. So UT Angel and Kiddo, hopefully soon. This is July 21st of 2024, the Corbaci pepper. An excellent one. I'll take you outside for a quick video clip and catch you guys in a second. All right, so the Corbaci pepper. I saw something on here a little bit earlier that might give me a good opportunity to talk about something. This plant we completely took out. Kind of pay attention to make sure that it doesn't spread to anything that's going on here. I think it was wonky all along. It either probably caught root lock in there or might have hit a bad spot for some reason and got sick, or might have just been a seed that's just like mutated and wasn't wanting to grow very well. There could be several different reasons. Most likely the reasoning would have something to do with how we grow things, because we're always overcrowding. It's hard to deal with 29 varieties of pepper and everything else. I think 16 varieties of tomato, most heirlooms and indeterminates. But let me show you this right here. This is a Corbaci pepper. If you look down the plant here and you come around the corner, you're going to see a spot right there. And I've seen other gardeners show that spot right there. That is the equivalent of blossom end rot on a tomato. That right there might be a place where it just had an issue or something. But when you see a tomato, I believe we do have a tomato. Let me show you a tomato real quick. See the bottom of this tomato right here? This is a banana toast tomato. That on the bottom there is blossom end rot. You'll see that pretty often on tomatoes, and it usually comes from underwatering, overwatering, or uneven watering. That means you might water it a lot at one time and then it goes a little bit without, and then you're on like a schedule and you kind of fall off your schedule. Uneven watering can be just as much of an issue on blossom end rot as anything else. There's lots of info on blossom end rot. If you start to see it in your stuff, I would definitely recommend you get on YouTube and look up some videos on it. There's ways that you can kind of deal with it, but this will kind of corrupt this pepper to a degree that I don't necessarily want to save seeds on it. I'll still grow it out, but it becomes soft in that area right there. Generally speaking, if I cut here and here, everything else is left is still good to go. So I'm probably going to leave this one on the vine for a couple days, but I'm not going to be super enthused about saving anything off of it or anything like that. I believe getting these other peppers off and then also a little bit less crowding by getting rid of that one will help fire that plant off. We got about 70 days left in our grow season that are guaranteed before our danger of first frost, and I'm pretty sure we'll get some more. We already got some flowering and stuff like that. This will kick off. Peppers and tomatoes to some degree come in waves, so when you start to see the first ones, you usually get those flowers off and peppers off, and then it'll produce another wave. It's almost like the plant stresses as it tries to self-preserve, and then it'll pump out flowers a lot easier. That's why I always talk about cutting back the tomatoes. But the Corbaci pepper, like I was saying, that's what it looks like. It'll be just like a little patch on the side. Generally, when it comes to pepper end rot like that, it doesn't happen at the very end. It's just, it can be all on the sides and stuff usually when you see that kind of thing. But an excellent pepper. This pepper is still very usable. Whether it's green, peppers are eatable in any stage of development. Even when they're green and brand new, they're just as edible as when they're full. You just get a lot more flavor when you let these ripen. So that one's not going to ripen really well, and it's going to have a little bit of an issue, but it is a really cool looking pepper. Looks like a Dr. Seuss pepper maybe. But the Corbaci pepper, July 21st of 2024, and catch you in a second. Maybe a video clip, maybe not. If I can't get it, I apologize, but love you guys and catch you next time. Thanks for watching. All right, we don't have a video clip on it. We had too many friends or too many family members and people in the house at that moment to be able to record when Kiddo got back, but he did give it a try, and the final result of his opinion on it is, drum roll. That's not a very, just to go, anyways, his opinion was down. He don't like peppers I was hoping that this one might be a strong one to contend with him, giving it a try and maybe leaning a little bit towards him. We're trying to find the favorite pepper of a kid that don't like peppers and tomatoes. We're trying to find the favorite pepper and tomatoes. So right now, pepper is still in the thing. It might have just been a momentary thing. I know that he'll probably get another chance to try a couple off the vine this season to maybe see if it's just a difference in opinion for the moment, but he wasn't into the Corbaci. So it shows you everybody has differences in opinions. If you're not a pepper fan, you might not like the Corbaci, I guess, but kid will give it a try, and it's thumbs down from him, but thumbs up from me and Angel for sure. So one of our favorite sweet peppers. Love you guys, and catch you next time. Thanks again.